Hey guys, so for this video, I'm going to be trying something totally different. I am going to be doing a plan as I go style spread. So if you've never seen one of these before, the idea is that you plan out each day like the night before or the day before, instead of doing like a bunch of pre-planning for the entire week. I have tried to incorporate some elements of that into my spreads recently. Like they tend to do a lot more like white space style, and I've been playing around with that recently. I'll try to remember to link to some videos below with that. But I have never done this true plan as I go style where I actually sit down the night before or the day before and try it out. You know, if you are interested in seeing more of that, I think two YouTubers that do it really well and whose videos definitely will be inspiration for this one are Ruby Trev and Mandy Dreams. I will link both of them down below. Their channels are great. They're both pretty popular, so I'm sure you've heard of them, but just in case. Yeah, so I am definitely excited. The kit I'm going to be using is this Bloom kit from Little Miss Paperie. I have a lot of the base elements of the kit. I have her headers, the 2-page vertical kit, the full boxes, the little things. And then I also have a freebie sampler that she had sent with an order one time that was a sneak peek of this kit, but I hung on to it and it matches this, which is great. And then I also picked up the personal kit. I think I might try to use the leftovers from this in a personal plan with me, TBD, but we'll see. I'll have this accessible, but I might not use a ton of it. So we will see. I'm really not sure what to expect with the plan as I go. I think I'm gonna use a lot of like half boxes and more and like little things because I'm gonna do a white space style, but we will see. I'm definitely excited. So I am going to do this as a true plan as I go. I know some people, you know, like one popular thing on YouTube right now is doing these like rewind spreads where you kind of go back and do it, and they're kind of calling that plan as I go, or they're like planning as they go kind of after the day happens, like more kind of scrapbooking style than planning. But I am gonna do this kind of the original intent of the style, I think, was doing it like so that you're like pre-planning, just you're doing it like on a day-by-day basis as opposed to doing your entire week at once. That being said, I am doing this on Monday. My day is just getting started. I was traveling over the weekend, so I didn't get a chance to start this yesterday. So I'm going to pre-plan Monday and then like do any like the sidebar stuff and the bottom stuff, like anything that I know I want for the entire week, probably some date covers, just to have those in, and that will be it for today. The entire video will be done sped up and with a voiceover, so hopefully day to day it's seamless, but just in case my nail polish color changes, the lighting changes, any of that, you know that it's because I'm literally doing it every day. So we will see. I will check back in at the end of the week and let you know what I thought. I also did a standard pre-plan with a Planner-esque kit in my Erin Condren. That video went up earlier this week. I will link to that below. And at the end of this video, I will kind of compare the two and we can see how accurate was my pre-planning, or is this like a more accurate reflection of what I really really was planning to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am laying down my Simply Gilded Cloud Washi with the silver foil on it. I thought this looked super pretty, and even though this kit wasn't like sky or like nature themed, I thought it looked really just nice with the colors and added a little sparkle at the bottom. And then I'm just going through with my meal stickers above that. I did want to try and do some meal planning this week just to outline what my meals were going to be. And now I am trying to figure out which of my planning roses date covers match the best of the colors with the kit. I went with this teal color, and I like to add the dates onto the sticker themselves before putting the stickers down as date covers. It just makes it a little easier to get them straight, and then you're not working against the coil. Now I am going into my sidebar. I added that super cute quote sticker in the top left, and I'm using washi as a background for a header, and putting down the 2 habit trackers. One of them was in the kit, and then one of them was actually in the freebie sheet that I got, which was awesome. And the bed by 11 one, I literally had to cross it out for every day. I mean, and cross it out, I mean, I didn't even do it. I didn't do it one day. That was a total fail. Anyway, I am adding down my Ombre Heart checklists now, for a list of like important tasks and errands that I didn't want to forget. And now I am putting in I'm writing down, I'm trying to fix my pen first, and then I am using a Once More with Love icon and writing down that I slept in, which I think I literally said in a haul that went up like less than 2 weeks ago that I said, I don't know that I'm the type that would mark down that I'm going to sleep in my planner, but I marked it down here because I had meant to get up kind of like early to get on with the day and start, my time off. But I ended up totally sleeping in till like 11 because my body super needed it. Which, by the way, I haven't mentioned that yet. This was a very unusual week for me. I am started, now that I'm recording this voiceover, a new job where I'm starting a new job, and I gave myself time off between the two. So I had a week off to kind of get things done personally and relax and just really decompress between the 2 jobs. So that was another reason this was a good week to try the plan as I go, because it takes up a little bit more time. And now I used a Scribble Prints Co. Running icon list, and everything else was from this kit. The planner is from Little Miss Paperie, and it's super cute. I did a little adulting list. I love that term. I think that is perfect for all those tasks you don't want to do. And then just using her laptop icon to mark down working on YouTube. And then I couldn't resist, and I started planning Tuesday morning on Monday as well, even though I know I'm like, that wasn't like what I'm supposed to be doing, but I just like to do it. And I did put down my dinner. And then I wanted to try to figure out how to use my French press. And then you'll see that I like kind of cover that up with a sticker later on, because I realized that I got the wrong, I guess you have to get coarsely ground coffee, not like normal fine ground, and so that was a bucket of fail. Oh well. And then I had a dentist appointment, and just using some stickers from the kit to put down a to-do list and that appointment. And I remembered some things that I wanted to put down on my important list, so I'm filling that out as well. And I did a lot of thinking with this spread. It was definitely a challenge for me to fill all of this in. I was having a little bit of trouble with pens. I guess I'm switching back and forth between an InkJoy gel and a Sharpie pen. Or Sharpie Ultrafine. Oh, and then you can barely see it. I guess I forgot to move my camera. I did do the Piper Paper Co. But First Coffee sticker over that French press thing, because I couldn't do it because I had the wrong type of coffee. Now I am taking one of my Once More with Love stickers to mark down that I wanted to work on picking up the house, because we were having a cleaning person come later in the week. And I wanted to start getting everything in order. And I thought that little upload sticker from Once More with Love as well was super cute, just like a fun little way to mark that down. And then again, another Once More with Love sticker. I just, like, once you have them out, it's like hard to stop. They're like Pringles. Like once you pop, you can't stop with Marge's stickers because they're so cute. Taking a little It's Planning Time kettlebell to mark down the fitness class that night. I did end up not going for various TMI reasons. And then I also took a little Once More with Love sticker to mark down that I was having a lazy night as well. And now I am moving on to Wednesday. I'm actually surprised at how not different this lighting is looking. So that's exciting. And I'm just taking a little thing and marking down that I was going to go to yoga that morning. I decided to take advantage of not having work and going to the senior citizen time yoga. Actually, it was a lot of young people, and I guess they must be students, or maybe they work like in healthcare or something with odd shifts. I don't know. I'm just so used to working a 9 to 5. I assume everybody else does. And then that night, I already knew that we were having a date night. So I decided to fill that out. I think I'm actually filling this out on Tuesday, but I knew it was happening, so I filled it in. We were going to see Suicide Squad, which I did enjoy. It wasn't as bad as people said it was. And then I'm taking a Once More with Love wine sticker, which is perfect. And filling that and putting down that we're going to happy hour before the movie. And now I am filling in a daily chore sticker because I wanted to work on getting my office in order. I just have a lot of crap in my office, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I wanted to work on cleaning that up. And then I am just making a little list of reminders for that day and kind of to-dos that I needed to do. Really needed to call my mom because it had been too long. I was being a bad daughter. And then I am planning some meals for the rest of the week. And then I am going back and adding a sticker to indicate that I did not make it to that exercise class because, yeah, just didn't happen. And on Thursday, I'm taking another full box, one of the plainer ones, to mark down that it was a lazy day. I wasn't planning on working out that day, and honestly, I was a little bit of a bum. I did get some stuff done around the house. I had originally planned on going to the mall, but I ended up doing that on Friday. But I was just feeling like, I swear to God, I slept so much last week. Like, I was coming off like a stretch of a lot of sleep deprivation, and I just it was nuts. I'm not much of a sleeper, but I slept like 10 hours, and I would take a nap too. It was crazy. And marking down those areas I wanted to clean, and then using Once More with Love stickers once again, to mark down a happy hour and editing. And that time to read sticker is from Piper Paper Co., and the little nail polish is from an old scribble print sheet. And then I realized I forgot to fill in the happy hour. I do that later, but I had a happy hour on Thursday night with my girlfriends. And then on Friday, I did have that cleaning appointment, so I just took a little Once More with Love, little maid costume person, and going back and filling some of this in. And I will talk about this later, but some of the Friday planning is very retrospective. I just woke up on Friday and I had a lot to get done, and I honestly didn't get a chance to do this till later in the day, which is kind of had been one of my fears with Plan As I Go. I just didn't get a chance to sit down and do it till the night, so I'm kind of doing this later, but that's okay. I love that Once More with Love sticker to mark down a mall trip, because that is pretty much me at the mall. And then marking down a happy hour with now former coworkers, met up with them. And I'm just switching some things around. I wanted to stick that cute little Miss Paperie payday and the me time sticker as well. And then on to Saturday morning, I was going to do a quick little filming session, and then I was going to go, I did go to an exercise class. These tenses are hard. Mandy Dreams always talks about that, and I'm always like, oh, what's she talking about? But they are hard to get your tenses right when you're doing this, because they were plans that were in the future when you're filming this, but now they've already happened when you're filming the voiceover. Very confusing. And so we went to an exercise class that morning, and I wanted to get a lot of YouTube work done that day. So I am just using that little Once More with Love filming sticker once again to mark down the things I wanted to film. And then I was trying to move the weekend banner, and I totally ripped it, and hopefully you can't tell, but that's okay. I am using a full box for some decoration, and filling in my meals for the rest of the week. And I'm going to mark down, what am I going to mark down? Oh yeah, that I had a little, a mini kind of date night with my husband, and we went to ice cream and kind of just watched TV and stuff. Didn't do too much. And then I did mark down that our AC broke, which sucked. But again, that's not really perspective planning, right? That's more like scrapbooking. So I was kind of veering into that territory here. Anyway, on to Sunday, I'm using a Piper Paper Co. laptop sticker to mark down you working on YouTube.
And I had a birthday brunch for a friend, so I used the cute balloons from the kit to mark that down. And then just taking a little thing to mark down that I wanted to go. I believe that I want to get to go for a run. So I'm get groceries. That's right. Go to Trader Joe's, and that's a very old Paper Kate grocery cart sticker. I don't know if she still makes those. I found those though. I was looking through my collection. I found those. I was like, ooh, I like these. And then I'm trying to pick a Scribble Prince Co. running icon to mark down. I was going to go for a quick run. And then that is a Planting Roses time to work on the yard sticker and to mark down some yard work. And then I'm just taking a to-do list and marking down some to-dos. And I used a little laundry icon from the kit because some of those were doing loads of laundry. And then I did remember I wanted to pick up dry cleaning that day as well, so I just shifted some stickers around and wrote it on the paper.
Okay guys, so I'm pretty much done with my plan as I go week. I'm kind of at this point on my Sunday, but I'm just taking a quick second to come on and film my kind of final thoughts on what I thought about this planning style and kind of compare it to what I actually had planned to do this week in my other Erin Condren plan with me, and just kind of talk about how this might influence my planning style going forward. So, overall, I liked Plan As I Go, but I can't say I loved it. So the things I really liked about it. So number one, I just freaking love how it looks. I think this looks so cute. I think it looks really creative. I think it is the white space style really lends itself to bringing in more of other shop stickers. Like especially I did a lot of these Once More with Loved Ones this week, but also just like this was a Planting Roses one. I think this was Paper Co. These two were. And then just kind of using these dimensional icons from Little Miss Paperie, I just thought were super fun. I think it gives it a just more of a creative look in the spread. So that was like really the main perk for me. Number two, I do really like that this is more reflective of how I used my time. This week in particular, I had a lot of time because I was off of work, like I mentioned. So I really, my personal planner really was all of my plans for the day. So I liked that I didn't try, especially a week like this where it was so open-ended, and even though I had some plans, a lot of my day was more like doing stuff around the house and just like truly just honestly letting myself relax because I was coming off like a very stressful couple of months. So I really liked that this was a true representation of what I did each day. You know, there was really only one thing, this thing I had to cancel, and that was quite honestly due to TMI, like gastrointestinal issues. I wasn't going to be able to work out. So everything else really that I put in here happened, which I liked. And I can definitely not say the same for the other Erin Condren spread I did this week, which was the Planner-esque spread. I said at the beginning that a lot of it was going to be a guess, and because I really didn't know how this week would go with having the time off. And truly that, like, I'm not even going to pull it out and try, like, I had originally thought I would pull it out and kind of show you guys the difference, but it's so wrong that I'm not even going to dig it out. So like this type of planning very much lends itself to actually being more, almost just like more honest with yourself about what the plans are and what you're going to get done. I especially like that for maybe more like nebulous time. I didn't like that as much when it came to actual things that I knew for sure I was gonna do. Like I knew I was going to brunch today. I knew on Thursday night I was gonna meet up with my friends. I knew we were going to a movie on Wednesday night. So for firm plans, I did not like that it was so open and I didn't have stuff filled in. But for things like the little tasks each day that I wanted to try and get done, I really did like it. So with that being said, that kind of transitions me into the main negative for me, was that I really did not like not having my plans that were for certain. I didn't like not having them in my planner already. So I am the type, if I see a blank page, I'm like, oh, my day is open. I can do whatever I want. But obviously that's not the case for a lot of stuff, like happy hours and date night and brunch and the fitness classes we had signed up for, which you lose money if you don't go, a cleaning appointment, like all of that I knew well in advance was going to happen. So I really didn't like that I didn't have it like on Monday, that I couldn't see that I had another workout scheduled on Saturday. I don't know if that makes sense. but just the way my brain works, I really like to be able to see it all at once, and really know where where the true gaps in my schedule are versus where I'm busy. So I thought that this really didn't allow me to see that, which I didn't like as much. And then the other big thing I really didn't like is I didn't like not having a to-do list every day. I kind of ended up doing a little one almost every day anyway, but I really like having basically a row of to-do lists at the bottom of the page, so that if I think of something Tuesday night that I want to do on Wednesday, I can already write it in. So I really missed that this week. So any style of planning I have going forward, I would still want to have just a block of to-do lists. Even if I don't use all of them every day, I'd rather have them there and be able to fill stuff in and check it off than not have it. And I just kind of as a sidebar, I am definitely the type that I prefer to have things in a to-do list format. I think this style really encourages you to do more like this, like house pickup. Like I wanted to just kind of work on picking up it ended up being like the main level of our house. So I would rather have that in a to-do list than like this, even though this obviously looks way cuter, but I love checking off a box. Like I'm totally a person that I do it all for the check, you know? I really need that external gratification or like external feedback of having something to check off. So I kind of miss that in the style, even though this obviously looks cuter to like do things like this, more almost like planning out your to-do list, if that makes sense. It looks cuter that way, but it wasn't quite as rewarding for me to actually get things done. And then finally, the other thing I didn't like as much with Plan As I Go is it did encourage me a little bit to do like kind of retrospective. Like full disclosure, all of Friday I added on Saturday morning because I I just didn't have time Friday morning to do it. And so when I filmed in Saturday morning, I did it all then. So that was like not actually forward planning, which is really not what I want to use my planner for. I think it's totally cool if that's how people want to use their planners, like as more of like a retrospective or more kind of memory keeping. I think that's a lot of fun too, but I personally want to use it more. I try to use it more as a motivational tool to get things done and use my time well, even though obviously it's certainly a hobby to make it look pretty. Like if I was really trying to use my time effectively, I'd just write everything down. But for me, it's more about prospective planning than retrospective planning. But I did find myself falling into that because it's like when you have to do it like this, this takes a lot of time. Like this took a lot longer than I normally would spend just sitting down on a Sunday and banging out like an Erin Condren spread. So I didn't have time Friday morning because I was trying to get stuff done and then I just couldn't plan it out. So this was all later. And then here, AC broke is not something I planned, and I started to think of it more scrapbooky, which is not something an avenue I super want to go down. But all of that being said, I really did like how it just kind of basically almost forced me to be honest in my spread. I think I have gotten to a place with YouTube, especially, where I know my spreads are going to be seen. So I want to, when I film on a Saturday or Sunday, I want to fill in my entire week, even if I really don't know what I'm doing next, the following Saturday and Sunday. Even if I, because it's an entire week away and I haven't talked to my friends yet, I still feel well, not my friends as much, more my friends actually plan stuff really far in advance, but my husband, I haven't talked to him about when do you want to get groceries, but I'm just I'll just put it on Saturday because I want it to be there. And honestly, if I'm being really honest, I don't always go back and fix it. If it's something like a fitness class or a big event like a movie or a date night or something, I will try and put a canceled sticker on. But if it's just something what's a good example? If I had planned on doing TV and filming that night, but I actually did editing, I'm not gonna change it. So more of those little plans I don't necessarily are not always truly reflective, which on the one hand is fun because they're just plans, but on the other hand, I'd like to really be using this as a tool to effectively use my personal time and to make sure that I am getting a little bit of YouTube done each night, but also incorporating time for relaxation, especially now with this longer commute with my new job and all of that. So I want to make sure that I am kind of scheduling those into like all of my weeknights, but I don't want to just put stuff down on the page because I feel like I have to for the sake of YouTube or Instagram or whatever. So it's a very long-winded way to say, I think going forward, I'm going to stick largely with my same style. I'm going to be doing still like to-do lists at the bottom. I'll probably still have some little things, reminders. I'll probably still play around with white space versus no white space. I don't see myself committing to one or the other too much either way. But I think for my today section, I'm going to keep it at the top of my spreads for the most part. And I think I'm going to only put down on Sunday when I film what I really know for sure is happening. So things like happy hours, things like brunches, things like any social events or commitments I have with other people or appointments and things like that. I'll put all of that down. But otherwise, for things that are more like how I'm going to use my personal time and like when I want to get my editing and take a bath and make sure I'm scheduling me time, all of that, I'm just gonna sign on or like throw on the camera a couple times a week and go ahead and mark those down then. And just like make sure I'm kind of checking in. I'm also gonna do that for exercise. And for exercise as well, besides the 2 classes I always like try to sign up for in advance and plan to go with to my husband, I want to start being a little bit more flexible with myself on what I'm doing for exercise. You know, still trying to get in. I try to work out 4 to 6 days a week. That's just what I aim for. Lately, it's been a lot more like 3 to 4, but I'm trying to get back up into the 5 days a week range. But anyway, especially now with starting the new job, I'm just trying to figure out what's working with my schedule. So I don't want to be planning that too far in advance such that it kind of like I feel beholden to plans that I can't actually do. Because sometimes I just get a little bit mentally kind of all or nothing about that. Like, oh, well, I can't do this exact exercise plan I said I was going to do in my planner, so I'm not going to exercise at all, you know? So I'm trying to be a little bit more flexible with myself. So we'll see how it goes, though. It might end up being too much to try and do that quote plan as I go style in the middle of the week. We'll see how it works out. You guys will, of course, be along for the ride. And yeah, that is my long rambly conclusion to this plan as I go video. Let me know if you enjoyed it by giving this video a thumbs up. Let me know down below if you have tried plan as I go, if it works for you. You know, how do you guys get around it taking so much time? Do you get better at it as you practice more? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, and of course subscribe for more videos and follow me on Instagram to see kind of my finished spreads and other planner snippets. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.